The Chitrik Academy is dedicated in loving memory of Rabbi Tzvi Hirsh Chitrik.
Welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to learn from Tashma over here until Tashma over here. It's the second line of the extra wide lines. We are trying to prove whether a person can take the law into their own hands or not. In today's lesson, we are going to discuss about a case where Reuven owns a field. And in his field, there was always a path where people would walk through to go from one side to the other side. Reuven didn't want this path anymore to be in his field. So what he did was he made a new path at the end of his field. So what is the halacha? So the halacha is that now they both belong to Rishus Rabbim. People are still allowed to walk in the old one, and they are allowed to walk into the new one. So the Gemara is going to ask, seemingly we see from here that we have a proof that a person cannot take the law into their own hands. Why? Because if he made this the Rishus Rabbim now, and people could walk through it, means that this one belongs to him. And therefore, he should be able to sit here with the stick and prevent people from walking through. However, from the fact that the Brisa says that he's not allowed to do this, proves that a person cannot take the law into their own hands. Now let's see this in the Gemara. Tashma. Tashma, come and listen. Harei shahoisa derech harabim. If there was a derech harabim, a public path, Oiveres b'seich sadeyu, passing through his field. So Nitala, this person took this old path for himself, v'nasan lahem min hatzad, and he created and he gave the public a new path on the side of his field. So what is the halacha? The halacha is mashenasa nasan. The new path that he gave to Rishus Rabbim, to the public, is given. He cannot take it back. They get to keep that. Vishalai, and what he took for himself, lahugiu, does not become his. And they both paths belong to Rishus Harabim. And now the Gemara is going to say its proof. V'i amrit avid inish dina l'nafshei. Now, if we would say that a person is allowed to take the law into their own hands, linkoit pizra, let him take a stick, the and sit by the old path and prevent people from walking through. So again, let's go to see the case. This was the old path. Now he created a new path. He should be able to sit on the old path and prevent people from walking through because it belongs to him now. This is his path, and he should be able to take the law into his own hands. From the fact that we say that a person is not allowed to do this, we see a proof from here that a person is not allowed to take the law into their own hands. So seemingly this is the proof from the Gemara. So this was the proof. Let's make a peef. This is the proof. Now the Gemara is going to reject this proof, and we're actually going to have three different answers why we cannot bring a proof from here. The first answer is Rabbi Tzvi saying, who quotes in the name of Rava. Then the next one will be Rabbi Sharshia. So it'll be number 2. And the third one is Rav Ashi. Let's see the first one. Answer. Amar Rav Zvid. Rav Zvid said, Mishmei de Rava, in the name of Rava, that the reason why we do not allow him to take the old path is because Gzeira, the Chachamim made a Gzeira. They made a decree that a person who had a old path in his field, let's see this over here. If a person had an old path and now gave a new path, the Chachamim made a Gzeira that the old path should still belong to the public. Why? Because we're afraid that the owner, instead of giving them a good path on the side of the fields, a straight path, will give them a crooked, windy path, which will inconvenience the public from going on their way. Instead of going straight like they used to, they will now have to go in a windy way. Therefore, the Chachamim made a gzeira. Rabbi Tzvi holds that the Chacham made a gzeira that even if a person makes a new path, we always say that both paths still belong now to the public. Let's see this in the Gemara. Amar Rav Tzvi Mishrei Derava Gzeira Shema Yitan Lehem Derech Akalsain. We're worried maybe the person may not give them a straight path, rather a crooked path, and therefore the Chachamim said that the person is not allowed to sit with the stick and try to defend his path, and both paths will belong to the public. However, in a regular case, a person would be allowed to take the law into their own hands, and therefore it's not a proof. The second answer, Remishar Shamar. There's no takana. The Chacham didn't make a gzeira. Maybe a person may give them a crooked path. He says the Brisa was referring to a case of ben noisan lehem derech akaltain. He actually gave them a crooked path. Let's see this. According to Rav Masharshia, that's the second opinion we have here. He said our case is talking about not that Reuven gave them a straight path, rather Reuven gave them a windy path, and in such a case the Chachamim said that the straight path will still belong to the public. Now let's see the third answer. Rav Ashi Amar, Kol min atzad derech akalasain. Who? Any new path that is not in the middle of the field is considered a crooked path. Why? Because kreva lezeh v'rochayke mizeh. Because if it's closer to one person, it's always going to be further from someone else. So Rav Ashi says, we're referring to, even in this case, in the regular case, not that we made a gzeira that may be crooked, or not that he actually gave a crooked new path. Even if it's a straight path, it's considered crooked. Because for someone, let's say someone lives over here, and another person lives over here. The middle path was in the middle and easy for both of them. It's not windy for either of them, it's directly in their way. However, if you make one on the side, it's automatically a windy and longer way for this person. And if you make the new path on this side, then it's out of the way for this person. So therefore the Chachamim said that the person does not receive his old path belongs to the public and the new path. So the Machlokes is, just to sum up, Rabbi Tzvi says that even if a person gave a straight path, the Chacham made a gzeira that he does not get to keep it because he may give a gzeira, maybe if a person would give a windy path. Then Misharshir says that our case of the Bryce is actually referring to that Reuven, that the owner of the field, gave a windy path. And Rav Ashi says no, our case is referring to a straight path, but still considered windy or far out of the way, because for someone it's always going to be out of the way. What these three answers show us is that we cannot bring a proof that a person cannot take the law into their own hands, because it could be that in general a person may take the law into their own hands. However, over here the Chacham said that a person does not get to keep the old path because of the three reasons that we mentioned. Now the Gemara is going to ask a question. Let's see what the question is. Now the Gemara is going to have a question. Ihachi, if this is the case, that the Chachamim say that he does not get to keep the old path, Amai shaloi lahikiu, why do we say that what he took, what's his, the old path, he does not get to keep? Leima lehu, he should tell the public, Shkulu didchu, you take back, if it doesn't work that I should give you a new path and I get to keep the old path, Shkulu didchu, take back the old path, V'havalu didi, and give me back my new path. So this is the Gemara's question. The Gemara's question is that if we say that this doesn't work because of one of the three reasons that we gave, so Reuven should say, you know what? Okay, give me back my old path, give me back the new path that I gave you, and take back the old path. Why do we say that both of them now belongs to the public? That is the Gemara's question. And the Gemara is going to answer, so we'll put an A here on the side for the answer. Mishum de Rabbi Yehuda. The reason is because of what Rabbi Yehuda said. The Amar Rabbi Yehuda, because Rabbi Yehuda said, let's move this a little bit. Meitzar, a boundary, or at the end of a property. Shechziku by Rabim, that the Rabim, the public, made a chazaka in. Asr, it is forbidden. L'kalkalai is forbidden to destroy it. It's not allowed to be ruined by the owner. And therefore, because the Rabim, the public, already have a chazaka in this new path, because the Rabim already have chazaka now in this new path, so therefore both paths belong to the public. The new one, because the Rabim have a chazaka in it, and we can't take it back from them. Ruvain cannot take it back. And the old one, because it also belongs to the Rabim, and they never, and he was never able to take it away from them. And this is the end of this lesson.